After decades of searching for new Alzheimer's treatments, the FDA is hoping to make some history. A second review of the new drug was made, and one family will share how it has already worked for them. You're watching WMER2 News, the station that's working for you.
You're watching WMAR2 News with Jamie Costello and Kelly Swoop.
Well, for the first time in more than a decade, the FDA is looking at a new treatment to improve brain function for Alzheimer's patients. This comes after a second look at the drug revealed some promising results. One family shows Maya Rodriguez how the drug has really worked for them.
Gina and Steve Waterhouse are a team in all areas of life, a 43-year marriage, and running several businesses together.
I didn't notice anything, but our employees did.
But in 2016, things changed.
I wasn't remembering to do some of the stuff I was supposed to be doing.
Gina found out she had early Alzheimer's.
They said, well, you can come back in a year and we'll check and see how you're doing, or we have a drug trial if you're interested.
Gina and Steve spent the next 2.5 years at the Mayo Clinic, where Gina eventually got high doses of the drug aducanumab.
I decided I don't have anything to lose.
Steve noticed changes, like Gina remembering on a ride how to get somewhere.
And he just smiled and he said, well, let me tell you what we're seeing. We're seeing cognitive improvement. And it's the first time in my career, these doctors said, first time in our career that we've ever seen it.
Then, last year, the drug trial suddenly ended.
But I can tell you that since I've stopped it, I feel like I'm going downhill a little.
The trial was stopped early based on a futility analysis that was a statistical analysis that was done by the Biogen team, predicting that the trial would not actually be successful.
Rebecca Edelmeyer is in charge of ensuring the public and all chapters of the Alzheimer's Association know about critical research advancements. She says a second look at the trial data revealed those on the highest dose of the drug were seeing improvement in their brain function.
It's at a very important moment for the Alzheimer's research community.
While the government tries to determine whether or not the drug is safe and effective enough to use, Gina is no longer able to take it. She and Steve are now making new decisions together, like retirement.
We just decided our tomorrows have to come today, and we're having a great time. We are loving life.
I'm Maya Rodriguez reporting.
Right at this hour, there are brilliant women and men who have their head buried in a microscope trying to solve what's going on in this country. And doctors are now using 360 virtual reality to get a better understanding of how our lungs are handling this virus right now and how it's affected by COVID-19. George Washington University, right down the Parkway here in D.C., are using a CT scan of patients' chests back in March to make this VR model that shows the virus's damage to the lung. And they're looking right now to see if the amount of damaged lung tissue really impacts who recovers from the virus. And researchers are also looking at the lungs of 27 other patients, and they're comparing it to data from when they first came into the hospital.
All right, Starbucks Rewards members, this is for you. You're probably used to reloading your card through the app and then using the app to pay. But now Starbucks is changing that. Rewards members will be able to pay directly with a credit or debit card, Google or Apple Pay, and even cash. You'll only need the app to scan for rewards points. However, you will only get 2 stars for using the app to pay and only 1 star for other payment options. A lot of people use this. Hundreds of thousands of Instacart users may have had their data compromised. The new report found that customer information is being sold online, specifically on the dark web. Instacart knows of nearly 300,000 accounts that could be impacted. Some of the compromised data includes the last 4 digits of your credit card numbers and your order history. People who use Instacart as recently as Wednesday could be impacted by this, so you might want to reach out to them. All right, the pandemic is upsetting in a lot of different ways, but there is some good news coming out of it. In a few minutes, we'll share some stories that are good to know. You're watching WMER2 News at 5.